What's going on, my dudes? Chensleo11 here, and welcome back to another episode in the A to Z series. Today we are playing the Split Push Queen, Fiora. Fiora is I'm going to say it again, she's a very, very fun champion. Probably one of my favorite champions to play top lane. Her 1v1 is nearly unmatched. Her healing is insane. And it's quite a fun split push champion to play. So this will be a Fiora guide, and we will be showing you how to play Fiora top 4 beginners. As always on this channel, we are going through every single champion in League of Legends and giving you a basic guide. So that means going through the runes, the build, and most importantly, the abilities, because those other things can change. So we'll quickly go over Fiora, her runes. So basically, it's the healing theme on Fiora. We're up against Aurelia in the lane here. So we take Conqueror, Triumph, what is this? Legend Alacrity. Then we take Last Stand for more healing when we're low health, and that comes into play super good in this game. I'll point it out when we get low, obviously. It's obvious when I get low and we get all that healing. Free boots and then biscuits to help with the lane. And then you build boots depending on what you're up against. In this case, we'll just build Ninja Tabby into the Aurelia. Should be okay. So, who do I think Fiora is for? Look, I think mechanically she's extremely difficult, and you're going to see some misplays from myself. Even though I have a pretty strong game, it's a little bit embarrassing to watch me play, but it's fun as long as you guys learn something. But if you don't know what Fiora does, this video will be for you because we'll be going through exactly what she does. So we're going to start off with her passive while the gameplay is going. You want to take Q level 1 as well. I think this is a level 1 all in. So she has Ignite. I've got TP. So all I know, I popped my pot and my biscuit there. And I'm just thinking, if I can survive this, I'll have the TP advantage. So we'll be all good. But I do in the early game a little bit, but that's fine. So her first ability is called Duelist's Dance. So you see, I'll point it out to you. See this thing on Aurelia here? This is called a Vital. And you can proc these Vitals. That's basically Fiora. There's like a mini game with Fiora. You want to be procking the Vitals. Now, after a while, the Vital disappears and goes to here. And you can see I procced it there with my Q. And once you proc, a new Vital spawns. Now we got it behind her. So you want to be constantly trying to proc those Vitals. So when you proc the Vital, you gain... Wait, just dodge that. So you gain... you do % max health damage, right? So that means no matter if it's a tank or a squishy, you're still doing a shitload of damage when you proc those Vitals. So we die first blood, but we trade. Now this is super important because we have teleport advantage, so we can come back to lane and actually get an advantage because she has Ignite. So she's going to be down a level. So although we give up first blood, we are able to come back and get the XP advantage and still be okay. And then we picked up a... What did we pick up there? We picked up just a rejuve bead and a sword there. So again, back to us. So with the Vitals, right? So you get max health damage. It scales with the AD. And it does it as true damage, okay? So true damage, what does that mean? It means it ignores armor and magic resist, okay? That's super important. So it means it's busted. You also get movement speed. And you also get healing, okay? So we're going to the 1v1. As I said, we have the level advantage, so she just basically ran into us and died, which was good. But it isn't over yet. I make sure to make this lane nice and close. So that's the Vitals, okay? You pop them, you get healing, movement speed, and you do a crap load of damage. And you want to be constantly trying to proc those Vitals. Now, what makes it easier to proc the Vitals is your Q. So that's your Q there. I just used it. It's a lunge. And so it's like a dash. You can dash over walls. I do it a few times in this game. And you can use it on wards and structures. And I also do that in this game. So you do like physical damage stab. Now, the lunge... prioritizes Vitals, and then after that, prioritizes low health enemies. So if there's like 2 minions next to each other, and even if one is behind, the one that you want to hit is lower and it's behind, even if you lunge to the first minion, like towards the first minion, you will still hit the lowest health minion. Not sure if I dashed through a wall there, through the turret there, just to show you guys. I might have done that earlier in the game. So that's the Q there. There you go. I lunged forward and got that CS. So we're looking to just maintain CS in the lane. We know that we can kind of outscale the Aurelia if we stay ahead of her. Again, we go with those vital procs. We hit her with our W. We're constantly looking for our vitals with our lunge. So what I did there, I think I die here with Ignite. I lunged over her to proc the vital that was behind her. So they're the trading patterns you need to understand. And I know obviously me inting twice in lane is a good example of that. But don't worry, we come back in this game. We do not too bad. I was a little bit disappointed with myself there to die. But that's okay. Usually the Aurelias take a teleport, and it's, for some reason... I mean, the best way to counter Fiora, and if you don't know this, is to build healing reduction. So Ignite is a form of healing reduction. Bramble Vest into Thornmail, Executioner's Calling, Merilonomicon, right? These are your items that you need to buy against a Fiora if you hope to try and match her in a split push. Other than that, you're screwed. But yeah, so she ignites us. We lose most of our healing. So even when we proc that vital behind her, it doesn't really matter. So she stays here. I think we hit level 6 during this fight, and I was going to use it, but it didn't matter. So we hit level 6. I'm not fast enough with my fingers to control R and then ult her immediately. But that's okay. We get the kill back. So now we're back ahead. A little bit of a seesaw of a game. But the next ability I want to explain is Fiora's W. It's called Riposte. Now, Riposte is what makes Fiora difficult. But it is what makes Fiora almost unplayable against her. Basically, you pull your sword back, and during this 0.75 seconds, you take no damage. And if in that 0.75 seconds you are hit with any form of CC, so you pull your sword back and then you lunge it forward, right? But in that 0.75 seconds, if there was a CC, if the enemy used the crowd control on you, you riposte it, you parry it back to them, and you stun them. So that is incredibly important. Into the Aurelia, so this is what makes Fiora difficult. So Fiora requires in-depth knowledge of the game. Because if you don't know what... So, for example, that thing there, I was too late. I tried to use it to parry. We pop our ultimate here. We're trying to go proc our vitals. So we get 4 vitals when you hit your ultimate. Didn't quite get it. I think they escape. It's unfortunate. But yeah, Fiora, that's what I mean. Fiora requires knowledge of the game. So if you're just starting out, I don't recommend Fiora. However, if you want to put the time in, I think she's really fun and an extremely strong solo queue champion to help you climb. And a very fun champion too. You just got to understand the mechanics, and you got to learn how to play her. You need to know how to push your advantage as a split pusher. You need to be aware of the minimap. This is with all split pushers. If you split push and the whole enemy team's missing, you're just going to in and die. So, see, in that case there, I used the riposte there to dodge the CC, so I didn't get stunned by the Aurelias. I think it's her E. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But because I didn't land that trough, I don't know what it's called, the spike, it didn't stun her. But we still dodged the CC. Super important. It also does magic damage, obviously, the riposte. And if you don't hit a CC ability, you just slow them. And the most important, after the stun, the second most important thing is it provides, it drops their attack. There we go. We die again. I think we trade though. We trade again. It lowers their attack speed. Okay, so it's super, super important that you know that. Because if you use it, you can use it earlier in a fight and slow their attack speed down, especially into like an Aurelia. So she can't do as much damage to you. So far, the game's pretty even. We're slightly ahead. We're doing not too bad. Let's have a look at this riposte. Yep. So yeah, as I said, it stuns. But it slows their movement speed and their attack speed. Super, super, super critical that you understand that. Because you might not necessarily be up against a champion that has a form of CC. And the thing is immobilizing effect. So stuns, snares, roots, knockups. So in this team, you need to immediately understand, I think suppressions as well, it counts. So we can use it against the Malphite, the Malphite, the Volibear's Q, the Aurelia's, that 2 things she places down. So that's what I mean. I'm not a very good Fiora, so I don't use the riposte correctly. But as long as you know how to use it, you want to use it as soon as they use their crowd control. That's what makes it disgusting. Because instead of you getting CC'd, you CC them. And then that guarantees at least 2 vital procs. Because especially if you ult them after you stun them, they're finished. So again, we take Tiamat. So you rush Tiamat into Ravenous... Not Ravenous, what's it called? That bloody item there. Ravenous Hydra, I was correct. Just because of the healing. Blitzcrank TP, support, taking teleport, interesting. So that thing there it is there. So I riposted, and then I used my ultimate. There you go. I explained exactly what I did. Man, I'm basically the best top laner in the world, huh? I got lucky there. So what I did there is I riposted her stun. I sent it back at her, stunned her, used my ultimate, procced every single vital, and that fight wasn't even close, even though we're pretty similar gold. That's what makes Fiora disgusting. Because you can outplay. So if you like a champion that can outplay, Fiora is a very, very good champion. Okay. So that's the riposte. We're going to get into her next ability, which is called Bladework. So basically all it is, it's an auto attack reset. And what I mean by that is you can auto attack and then pop your E immediately. Where are we? This bloody thing here. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So you gain attack speed for your next 2 auto attacks. Hang on, let's just watch this fight play out. It's a pretty strong TP in. So we TP in, we riposte the Samira, we get her down. Alright, we're looking to just auto attack. We got our Conqueror stacked up. I accidentally queued a minion, I think there. The AD carry picks up a kill. Excellent. Alright. So good TP. When you are playing a split push top laner, you are usually stronger than the enemy team. So you want to make sure you use your teleports in ideal scenarios like that. And now I think we go ahead and dive the volley bear and get another kill for our team. Nice hook from the Blitzcrank. Well, it looks like the jungler is going to die there, unfortunately, to the tower shot. That's okay. Now, I can explain the E. So you want to be auto attack E, and I use it to take towers often because it allows you to push towers extremely quickly. Because you gain attack speed for the next 2 auto attacks. And the Samira is in trouble here. And proper vital there, kill her. Demolished her. And now we can have a look to see if we can go grab that dragon. So I'll just tell the team, go take the dragon. I can continue to split push. Okay, so the first, let's explain the E, Bladework. So the first auto attack, so you use it, you gain the attack speed. The first auto attack, so there, can't crit. The second auto attack definitely crits, like it guarantees a crit. But the first auto attack slows, okay? So what does this mean? Also, when you use your E, you gain a little bit of attack range. So when you're chasing, this is a bad decision from us. Our jungler went top. So I should have just not gone for the dragon here. Terrible. I was going to go try and flash over the wall. Jungler does respond with a shutdown onto the... a kill onto the top laner. Unfortunately, we give away a shutdown. Obviously, a bad idea. Blitzcrank's going to go in 1v4 and get immediately blown up. Malphite slow and dead. Terrible. So what you want to use the E for? So if you're chasing an enemy target down, you use your E. It gives you extended auto attack range plus your first auto attack of the E. So it gives you 2 like bonus auto attacks. The first one, 2 enhanced auto attacks. The first one slows, and then the second one will do a crit, right? So it does extra damage. So and it gives you attack range. So that first auto attack, you can slow them, which allows you to get into range to do other stuff. Q, your riposte if they try and CC you. So that's the E. You want to be auto attacking, auto E, like your second auto attack on your E will go off. You want to be throwing in your Qs as much as you can. One other thing I forgot to mention with your Q, with your lunge. So your lunge, the cooldown is extremely long if you don't hit a target. So if you're using it to escape or run away, obviously, look at this ward here. Excellent ward there. Didn't miss the bush. If you use your lunge to get away from targets, you miss out on the cooldown reduction, okay? So you need to hit an enemy to make sure the cooldown is low. Very similar to the Fiddlesticks W, right? If you don't get the full drain from the last video. So here we auto attack. Looking at the minimap. The Blitzcrank should be mid right now. Just a tip, if you're playing with a Fiora, you want to group as 4 and let the Fiora split push. She'll usually have teleport, so she can get pressure for you guys, and that way you can if they either come to you, and then the Fiora gets stuff on the split push, or they come to get the Fiora, and then you as a team can go get stuff done on the map. So they all come for me. I go straight for the Samira. I pop my ultimate on her because I know if I pop my ultimate, I get the nice healing zone, which is what I'm going to explain in a moment. So the big healing zone if you kill an enemy target. We're going to go after the volley bear here. We get him under tower. Secure the double kill. I should have actually pathed into the enemy jungle. I probably would have got a triple there, but that's okay. The AD carry gets a double kill as well. Very well played. But yeah, and we're going to snag that cannon as well with a Q. So let's explain my favorite ability on Fiora, which is her ultimate. It's called Grand Challenge. It's a super cool ability. You basically challenge someone to a 1v1. Like if you ever playing League of Legends and the enemy team goes 1v1 me, this is like that, but in a game. So basically, you use the ultimate and then you reveal 4 vitals all at the same time, and you make a big ring. Now, the idea is to proc all of these vitals as quickly as possible. Again, can we get this? We get the. Oh, she flashes. That's all good. So you get the 4 vitals. You get movement speed while near the target in that zone, and if all 4 vitals are hit, or if the target dies, you generate that big zone around you, and that's what generates the big healing. Okay. And if they die, it says here, if they die, it's how many vitals you proc is how many seconds that healing ring happens, and that heals not only yourself but your whole team. Okay, so there's some good examples where it looks like I'm just running into int and I just end up 1v5ing because the healing is absolutely disgusting. So this game is going very well. We've gone through all the abilities, so now we can talk about a little bit more of the macro that you can do when you're playing Fiora. Basically, you just want to split push. Look at that team. So we're setting up a little bit of a 1-3-1 here, where the Kayn is splitting top. So we're going to be able to push bottom. Our team wants to try and stay alive and clear waves, and allow me to just get stuff in the top. If they send people to me, we get stuff top. If they send people to top, we get stuff bottom. So that's the way it works. All right, so the enemy team, it's interesting to see what the enemy team was thinking. They're pinging, help me, the Malzahar. All right, so again, the good thing about staying in a side lane, especially in a 1v1 champion like Fiora, is the amount of gold you generate because you're CSing the whole time. And it's extremely easy to CS when you're playing a champion like this, especially when you have your Ravenous Hydra, because you just have so much AoE on the minions. So that was auto E. I'm going to make sure we get this tower here, and I'm going to try and 1v1 the Aurelia. I think it's going to be close. I missed my riposte there on the stun, but we use our ultimate. We get the healing zone, we get the shutdown. So that's the big healing zone there. You see there, the big flower. So look how much healing we get. As I said, if you want to counter Fiora, you just build healing reduction. So let's have a look at the scoreboard. Let's have a look at what's currently going on. We're currently slightly up in CS. We've got 108 at 18 minutes. Not the best CS. I miss a lot of minions because I'm boosted and I'm shit at the game. But we got 10 kills. And we are slowly working towards our Trinity Force, which is the second item you buy. So you want to go Ravenous Hydra into Trinity Force, into Death's Dance. You can also go Bork if they got a lot of tanks. But Death's Dance gives you that healing, which is super amazing and makes you super tanky. And the best thing about Death's Dance and why it synergizes so well with Fiora is Death's Dance, the damage you receive gets converted into a dot. And what I mean by that is a damage over time. So instead of you taking 100 damage instantly, you take like, I think it's 70 damage, and then 30 of that damage like ticks. So you don't take it all at once. And what does that allow? That keeps you alive for longer, which allows you to get more vital procs off, more healing, etc. So you can survive longer in the fight, which is what you want to do. So I recommend going Death's Dance third after your Trinity Force. Then after that, it's up to the game. You can go, I think I was going towards a GA, and I ended up getting that stopwatch, and that stopwatch is going to be super important for me in this game. So yeah, that's Fiora, guys. Super fun champion. That's all the abilities. Let's see what we can do here. So we've got a big team fight in. We can go straight in. Literally just button mashing right now. I missed my riposte. I used it the wrong way. I'm trying to get all 4 vitals on the Malphite to get that healing zone, and then I just Q towards, because it's hard to escape Fiora because of the Qs. It's so insane. So I end up healing my whole team, healing myself up. Auto E onto the tower, push the tower. So Fiora is a split pusher, yes, but she has actually a very, very, very strong team fight. So look for flanks when you're split pushing. Look for a flank through the jungle like I did there. I went to split push top. Saw a good opportunity to flank and get some kills, so that's what I did. All right, Volley Bear comes in. All right, we stunned with the riposte. We get another kill there. Then we're just auto attacking, get a double kill, go straight in. Now the Aurelia is the only person on the enemy team I'm kind of scared of, because she has so much life still. I'm inting, and the Aurelia gets a shutdown too, which is super bad. Fortunately for us, she misses her ultimate. So yeah, you kind of need to save your riposte for the Malzahar ulti or buy a QSS, but you obviously have a free QSS if you're good at the game with your riposte. So that's it, guys. Some tips and tricks with Fiora. Obviously, the Q over the wall is something you might not know about. You can actually lunge over walls. Another thing you can do is any form of CC can be riposted. So I'll give you a good example of this. If the enemy has a Caitlyn on their team, and the Caitlyn places a trap, you can actually Q W at the same time. So you Q yourself into the trap, and because you're in that animation with your riposte, with your sword behind you, you don't get CC'd, and you end up lunging forward and CCing enemy targets. So if the Caitlyn places a trap in front of herself, you can actually use her trap to stun her. Unfortunately, I can't show you a good example of that in this game, but that's okay. It's just something to keep in mind. Any form of CC, remember that when you're playing Fiora. So, looking for Vital Procs. Let's see what we can do here. So we Q forward, get the Vital Proc. We want to move to the right. He flashes away. Again, we're looking for Vital Procs. So see how we lunged without hitting anything there? It puts our Q cooldown on a bit of a longer cooldown. Okay, let's see what we can do here. We see there's the lunge over the wall there. And we just absolutely one-shot the Malzahar. When you're this fed, you kind of just can right-click on people and they just explode, especially with a Q to open it up. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments section. Do you guys play Fiora? Are you interested in playing Fiora? Let me know if I've done things wrong. Obviously, I'm not the best player in the world. Like, I'm terrible. So let me know what you think I could have done better. We're having some good comments on our latest Fico, on one of our older videos on the Echo. People just saying things you can do better, which I like that. We're all here, and I'll pin the comment if I think it's good. We're all here to learn and get better at the game and understand the champions. Okay, so what's the plan? What's the macro plan right now? So the plan... got a cough. Shouldn't cough like that. We're amongst... Should cough into your arm. So there we go. We get it. We go in there. We get another Q under tower. Absolutely busted. We're just waiting for a minion wave here. Because we can see Kane is splitting top. Ideally, it'd be the other way around, where I'd be top and then my team is with Kane, but that's okay. So we can keep pushing. Pretty sure the enemy team are thinking about surrendering soon. The game is pretty much over. We have an 8k gold lead. Alright, we dodge out the... I should have tried to riposte the... Look how much damage we do here, guys. Absolutely insane. We die in the end. I think, did we get the Aurelia? Unfortunately, we die there. I see, like in that situation, I could have riposted the Malphite's ultimate and stunned the whole enemy team. So, even in a game where I'm ahead and I carry the game, there's still so much to get better at. That's what makes Fiora fun, and that's what makes her a very one-trickable champion. Because Fiora doesn't really have any counters, to be honest. Because she has worse matchups, but she doesn't have any straight counters. This is a really good play from the Kane here. Goes the one. Beautiful. Nice layering of the... Good use. That's a good example of something I want to point out with Fiora. The Kane was using auto attacks in between abilities, which is super strong. That's what you want to do in pretty much every single champion in League of Legends. Weave auto attacks. Especially on Fiora, right? Because you're an AD champion, you're obviously doing a lot more damage from your auto attacks. It's less important for mages, but it's a good habit to get into. So for Fiora, Q, auto attack, E. So you auto attack reset. So E again, your second auto attack. Your Q's probably come off cooldown. Q again, auto attack. Use your riposte somewhere in there. If it's an enemy champion that doesn't have much CC, riposte early. Cut their their attack speed down. Cut their movement speed down, so you can make sure you guarantee the vitals. All right, so now let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this game, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to have more of this. We have done another post-com game. I like doing the games live, but I thought this is a good example of what Fiora's good at, so I thought I'll upload it. Yeah, just split push, split push, split push, split push. All right, now we're waiting for our team. So we want to try and get pressure mid as well. That way we can't really get destroyed in a 2v1. So we ultimate the Aurelia. Again, we could have riposted the Malphite ulti. So see there, the Aurelia died generating that ring, and I Zhonya's, and the ring still heals me. So it looked like a really good play there. That's why I wanted to point out earlier in the video I said how good it was with the stopwatch. So you can get the GA. So here we just go on a wild goose chase to try and catch this Malphite. Again, Fiora has great chase potential because of your Q, you can constantly spam it. So there you go, I landed it, and he's pretty much done. So Q, come on, we can get him. Use my Ravenous Hydra active. Again, with the Ravenous Hydra active, auto attack, Ravenous Hydra active, Q, auto attack, E, riposte, etc. Now we TP into the middle of the game. I could have gone back first to just end the game. Get a couple more kills, pad out that KDA. Another assist, we go on to the Aurelia. She's the only one that's a threat for us. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just some tips. Try and split push, make yourself strong. Join team fights when you can. Don't neglect your side waves. Try and catch as much of that CS and experience as you can. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. And just remember that at the end of the day, you already know what I'm going to say. It's nighttime. Take it easy.